Well, thank you, Lynn. And our first shelter visit we went to, or second or third, we're talking, and the animal control officer said, "Them dogs is cutting up." And I looked at Lynn. She's like, "Barking." I said, "Thank you." Cutting up means barking. So I have been a full-time shelter person and animal advocate for 15 years. And before that, a board member, volunteer for another 10. So a quarter century of time. And so when you're asked what might be aha moments, you have some ideas. And I would say that I call them duh moments more authentically when it comes to life-saving and adoptions. And duh because a lot of the ways that we can do it are, let's be honest, they're pretty obvious. We can learn about them through conferences, webinars, blogs, and all of our amazing colleagues, all of us in this room that are doing incredible work and would share it so happily. What can feel like advanced aerospace engineering is trying to get it done and make changes in our organization and in our communities, however defined. But it can be done. When I came to St. Hubert's in 2010, it was right after we were in a financial tailspin. I won't get into the details, really hurt our programs. I'm happy to celebrate with you that we have made a complete rebound and we've changed our culture. So I just wanted to note that we made a lot of our changes not in an environment of rainbows and unicorns. So we looked at what are all the things out there that we aren't doing that we'd like to do. And then we built buy-in, built some success, then built upon it. And then we worked to change our culture. That's a hard one, right? And that means sometimes we all need to lean in, you and me. So, putting in some obvious things. Well, for us, accessible adoption hours, right? When I came to St. Hubert's, they had just started being open 6 days a week, but were closed on every federal holiday. So to ingratiate myself with my new staff, I took away all the holidays and that beloved day a week that we were closed, right? That is the only day, Heather, that we can do a big, deep clean project. That's the day we do orders, right? Everyone's nodding. I heard the pushback. We are now only closed 2 days a year, and on one of them, we deliver pets by Santa Claus. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So I was able to talk with the staff and say, when you add this up, we're closed 60 days a year, right? So I had to tell it in a compelling way. 60 days a year that we can count on doing animal control, that we're going to have more animals the next day than we have today. 60 days that families can't come in on days that they have off together maybe and come and see these animals and give them a home. So what are we doing? Are we helping ourselves or are we helping the animals? So again, now we're open. People can't believe we used to be closed on Columbus Day, And once we started doing adoptions and people saw the whole families come in, the staff got excited about it. And so you might sit there and say, well, Heather, you're the CEO. Some of these changes are easy to make when you're the CEO. Yeah, some of them are. And then there's ones where I have no control. And that's my next example. Our cat volunteers. So I came to St. Hubert's and we really wanted to make a big improvement in our cat life-saving. And we wanted to implement a suite of programs, and one of them was these off-site cat adoption kiosks at PetSmarts, Petco's, veterinary hospitals, and so forth. I thought this was a great idea. My volunteers did not think this was a great idea. They thought the cats were fine in our building, right? Because they see the ones that are in the cattery. They don't see all the ones in the hold rooms and the isolation rooms and the ones at all our shelter partners that need help, right? So I know these folks love cats, right? They thought I hated cats, and I didn't care that people were going to point laser pointers in their eyes at these kiosks and bang on the windows of the thing, and I didn't care. So I tried a bunch of ways, and I got some volunteers who were willing to do it. And then the call was made by the head of the volunteer program. And she squashed anyone's interest who wanted to take on Heather's idea of these kiosks. And we know that a big part of volunteering is the social aspect of it. So she was very effective in squelching any interest, but I wasn't going to give up. So I kept at it. Finally, I called a meeting, and I made a presentation. And I told the story in a compelling way. I put up the statistics of how many cats are euthanized in our state on the screen. And I helped provide information and education to people who loved our cats. Well, today we have 10 off-site adoption kiosks fully manned by volunteers, and through that and a suite of other programs and new ideas like fee-waived cat adoptions, pay-what-they-weigh cat adoptions, being open all but 2 days a year, we have slashed our cat euthanasia from 31% to year-end rolling April 30th, 6%. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All while helping more cats and mobilizing across the Northeast with shelters. So it's really brought about a change in our culture. We promised transparency to the volunteers. That was a really important part. We're going to share the results of this. We're going to talk about what a failure is, increased return rates, and that helped inspire their participation. So we found the way to get past, build some success, and build upon it. And now, our culture. We have people so excited by change and trying new ideas that any new CEO would have a really hard time locking these people down, okay? And it's really exciting. About 3 years ago, the staff came to me and they said, Heather, we want to deliver pets on Christmas Day by Santa Claus, right? And I went, oh, right? Not everyone's going to love that idea, right? But I was so excited that they were excited to try something like that. So, on Christmas Day, I went out as an elf with Santa Claus to deliver pets. And I did that because I wanted to support my staff. I wanted to support the innovation. And we got print media and video media to come out with us that day, and the story got picked up by the Associated Press. It was in newspapers around the country. We rocked it out for shelter pets everywhere by the story. Why was I there? Because I wanted to make sure the media had the right messaging points. We had Emily Weiss's study about pets as gifts ready to be cited. I made sure that our Santa Claus didn't smoke cigarettes while driving the branded shelter van down neighborhood streets. I made sure the media didn't want the kitten pulled out of the carrier with the front door wide open, right? I was there to make sure it was successful and make it a positive thing. And so, whether you're a board member, a new volunteer, you have the ability to learn what's out there, talk to our colleagues, call them up and say, if you face challenges like we did, we do animal control, you did this program, you're not animal control, what might you do to make it possible? You can find this information, you can tell the story in a compelling way, and you can be a huge part of building a culture that makes change and innovation just the standard operating procedure at your organization. Thank you very much.